You know, the white supremacist devils, ever since Donald Trump has came on the scene and putting out all these messages of get out of my country, these fools are steady acting up. Was something else that happened with one of these devils. They went to a man's house. He's minding his own business in his own driveway, fixing a car that's at his yard. And you have this devil come up to this man because he practiced the Sikh religion. And he decides to end up shooting him while telling him to get out of his country. Let's go roll the clip.
A 39-year-old man was out working on a car in his Kent driveway around 8 o'clock last night when police say he was approached by a stranger.
Some comments were made to the effect of get out of our country, go back to where you're from, and our victim was then shot.
The victim is Sikh, a religion from India whose male followers wear turbans. The Kent police chief says this is being treated as a hate crime, and the FBI has been brought in to help with the investigation.
This type of activity will generate the full force and effect of the Kent Police Department and all resources that we could possibly muster up to hold those people that commit this type of crime that is completely unacceptable, to hold them responsible.
The man was shot in the arm, and his injuries are said to be non-life threatening, but that does little to ease the mind of the community.
It was very disheartening to see the news that somebody was actually a victim of hate crime in a city that we have never felt that before.
Setwinder Kaur didn't know the victim personally, but worries a broader cultural misunderstanding could be to blame.
And we open our doors to everybody. Anybody is welcome to visit us anytime.
It was dark and raining at the time, but the victim says the shooter approached on foot was a white man dressed in dark clothing with a stocky build and had the lower part of his face covered with a mask.
To think that this could happen in our community was very surprising and extremely disappointing.
Now, to the lady that was speaking in the video, why are you surprised? This isn't the first time that a person of the Sikh religion has been attacked. Do you remember the Sikh temple that was attacked by a white supremacist devil a few years ago? So this is not the first time. You see, the rhetoric of Donald Trump has galvanized the lowest common denominator in American society, which is the white supremacist devil. And he gets a gun going up to this man's home, covering his face and committing an act of cowardice. And we know the white supremacist is a coward. He's always been a coward. That's why he won't and need his gun so much, because he's not a man. Because you take a gun away from these white supremacists, you take their testicles away from them as well. We all know this. But the thing with this is these white supremacists are attacking everyone non-white. And if you're not white, you are a target, whether you like it or not. And I know it's shocking. I can't believe this. Well, believe it. See, as black people, we've been a target every day. It's nothing new for us. But now, since Donald Trump is here, now you are a target. Immigrants are a target. Everybody's going to get on that list because you're not them. That's just really how that works. I told you Donald Trump was taking this stuff back to old school white supremacy. And old school white supremacy is if you're not them, they don't like you. They're going to attack you. And that's exactly what's going on and what's happening, period. Now, there'll be some black people saying, why am I reporting on this story? It's simple. Number one, I report on the news. Number two, our enemy is white supremacy and white supremacist devils, period. So it's good to highlight what they're doing. It only further back up what we're talking about here. We're not making anything up. This is what they're doing. This is a hate crime. It needs to be exposed. But people in the Sikh religion, watch yourself. These people are targeting you. I'm just saying, this is not the first time. You had two stories, even though, you know, this is a Sikh person and you had the other person that was Indian that was mistaken for Iranian. They're targeting you. So since you're being targeted, watch yourself. Be careful when you go out, because these people, you know, it's just, they insane. That's just who they are. Unfortunately, we talking about these white supremacist devils. And if you're not a white supremacist devil, I'm not talking about you. But they're coming to guys in the comments, he just hates white people. No, I don't have that much care to be hating anybody. Actually, I just hate evil. And evil is something that we should hate, and the Bible teach that we should hate evil. And that's what I do. I hate evil. It's called a righteous hatred. And we should hate anything that's going to harm or kill anyone, or any system that's unfair, unjust, and not equal for all people. Yeah, we should have a righteous hatred for that. And there's nothing wrong with that. It'd be like saying that if you hate a child molester, you hate all people in that particular group, who the child molester is. I mean, that's the stupidity that you're saying. That's why a lot of times when these, evil white supremacists show up, we got to block them, because they just shouldn't even be on the internet. I wish they raised the price of the internet so they can't afford it. Before we wrap this video up, make sure to go and check out our Black Unity t-shirt we just came out with. We want to promote global African unity, and you can also support the show by buying one of these t-shirts. The link would be in the pinned comment in the comment section. Also, thank you for every person that has joined the Patreon page for a minimum of $5 or more. Now, on this Patreon page, you get exclusive live streams that we don't do publicly. You comments that we don't normally put out publicly, or direction of the page. Also, any type of things that we have come out, we give discounts to those who are on our Patreon page. So if you want to be a part of our Patreon page, just a minimum of $5 a month. And we're trying to raise 3,000 patrons. That's the ultimate goal. And I really appreciate every person that has joined us there. But leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this story. Share the video, like the commentary, and subscribe to my news stories.